Here's exactly when you should give up and quit real estate. A lot of people are having a tough time right now. We're going to have a very real conversation here about when it's time to give up. I would argue right now, well over 50% of the industry has their foot out the door. The industry has changed and it is relatively inexpensive to keep your license, but the amount of agents you're competing against has fallen dramatically over the last 3 years. So if you're thinking about quitting, here's why you should do so. 1, you can't pay your bills. Real estate is always an up and down career. When you first start out, it comes in a great month. Then sometimes it's a great quarter. Then you'll have a great year. You may even go on a run and have a great few years. But nothing is guaranteed. So if you've gotten to a point where you are now running into debt just to stay in real estate, I would argue it's time to find a more stable job. Next up, you're not willing to change. There are so many different ways to get business in real estate, but the manner in which we connect to people, talk to them, use automation, use AI, all of these things is changing our industry dramatically, especially in terms of efficiency. What's about to happen is the same thing that honestly probably happened about 10, 15, almost 20 years ago. Kind of like when I started in real estate. When agents would hold on to some of the old ways of doing things, like faxing contracts, or even for a while they're scanning and emailing a contract rather than e-signing. Technology, AI, automation is coming for every industry across the planet. If you're not willing to embrace it to gain efficiency, you're going to struggle against those that do. Lastly, if you're not willing to just dig your head down and do the work. Sometimes it's the boring work. I have a really popular podcast episode about the invisible work that drives success. But if you're not willing to put the actual work in and try to get deals done and work with people and help people, and the underlying work that goes behind that, you're not only hurting yourself, you're also a detriment to the people that are trusting either you or someone else in a transaction which you're participating in to buy or sell a home.